Most people are looking for quick, easy meals that taste great. This video offers a behind-the-scenes look at how I approach recipe development with a few chefy tips thrown in. I started off by putting 2 cloves of garlic and some washed leek into my Thermomix bowl and chopping. And now I'm adding some butter to the Thermomix bowl. I'm writing down what I'm doing so that I can add it to Cookidoo for you so you can add it as a guided recipe. The next step, I added a little bit of oil already and I'm adding salt to bring those flavours out. And I'm going to now saute that for 6 minutes at 100 degrees on speed 1. I'm taking the lid cap off shortly. You would take your MC out. I want it to reduce as this is cooking. Okay, so moving on, we need to start preparing the rest of our ingredients that are going to go in next. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my mushrooms out of the fridge and I'm going to just give them a bit of a clean. Now, you never wash mushrooms, you don't want them to go all soggy and horrible. So I grab a pastry brush if they're dirty, or you can use a tea towel. Okay, and then you need to chop up your mushrooms. Now you can do this however you like. I like to see them sliced, so that's the way I do it. But if you wanted to, you could chop them into pieces, however you like. Cut them into 4 if you like. But I'm just doing this quickly. Fast forwarding, of course. I don't chop. I've got pretty good knife skills, but I'm not that good. So I'm just chopping these quickly and I'm going to set those aside to go into the Thermomix when it's ready after this step. Okay, so while I wait, I'm just grabbing the rest of the ingredients out of the fridge. You can see here that the leek has been cooked down nicely, and now we're going to add in our mushrooms. Now I'm going on to chop up my chicken. Now you don't want to cut these pieces too small because as protein cooks it shrinks and it will become tough. So I take 1 thigh fillet and cut it into about 6 pieces. Now this is completely up to you. Of course you would have to change the timing of the cooking process if you wanted to cut them smaller, but you'll see that they're not huge when they come out of the cooking process. In the guided recipe I've changed this a little bit. I've put the chicken and the mushrooms in at the same time. I think that step can be done together, that it'll just make it much easier for you. So I'm putting the chicken in now on the video, but it did go in at the same time in your guided recipe. So pop that in. We're going to add the herbs. So I'm using thyme, and I'm using dried thyme. Even though I've got some fresh in the garden, I just thought I'd use dried because some of you might. Then I'm going to go on to add some salt and pepper, white wine, chicken stock paste, cream and Dijon mustard. And then I'm putting the corn flour in. But when you put the corn flour in, because you've put some cold items in the top of the bowl, just make sure that you mix it in with a fork or a spatula so that the corn flour is mixed through and it doesn't come out as lumps. And then I finish off cooking, and this is what the mix should look like. So that's pretty cool, I think. So this is all ready to cool to put into a pie. You can pop them into your pancakes as a filling or use them in pasta, rice, whatever you like. If you get the chance to give it a try, please leave a comment on the blog post.